Hello everybody, this is Goofs and Fox coming at you with two 700 cost rated matches here in the Destiny Gundam. This first match is going to be on Arctic Base, while the following match is going to be on Colony Drop Area. And the Destiny Gundam here is our new banner suit for this week of GBO2. And not only has this suit been released on both the Steam and console versions of GBO2 at the same time, it is our newest AU mobile suit to join the game's roster. On the console side of GBO2, I believe this is our third AU suit, following the Endless Waltz versions of the Wing Gundam 0 and the Tallgeese 3. And when looking at both console and Steam overall, I believe this is the 6th AU suit to get added into the game. So, yeah, AU has really been making some progress when it comes to getting added to GBO2. We've had a good handful of AU suits from some, different series. We've had Wing, we've had G Gundam, we've had Seed, so it really has me excited to see what they might try to add next, because the Destiny Gundam here is a really good suit. It is the first AU suit that I have gotten. I wanted to get the Tallgeese 3 when that suit came out, but I think I only did like one pull for it and had no luck getting it, so really hoping I can still get the Tallgeese 3 one day, because at least the design of the suit looks really nice. I like the way the Tallgeese 3 looks in this game, so that's like the main reason I want it. But with the Destiny Gundam here, the trailer for the suit that was posted made it look really good, and I'm glad to say that the suit is in fact really good. That's something I want to get into a bit later in the video, though. I want to use the extra time I have from the two matches to address some things that I did not mention in my testing video for this suit. When I did the testing video, I did gloss over some aspects. Not intentionally, it was just I did not know that the suit had the capability to do these things until I started playing it in matches. And while I did leave a comment kind of going over the things I missed in the testing video, it's a pinned comment, I do want to just mention them here in, just in video form, just so they are somewhere. So, the few things I do want to mention here, they're going to involve the Palm Beam and the Beam Sword. Starting off with the Palm Beam, two things that I did not mention with this weapon is that the first thing, it can be fired while boosting, which is definitely really useful to have. I did not know you could boost while using it. I thought, you could only be walking or stop the fire, so really cool to see the Palm Beam can be used while boosting, especially since it has such a short range. I think that gives it way more utility. And the other thing regarding the Palm Beam is that I was under the impression that it would be able to knock over any target it hits, because the Palm Beam is capable of knocking over most mobile suits when it lands, but I guess depending on the skills that an enemy suit has, it will occasionally heavy stagger instead. So I think if like a suit is using maneuver armor and you try to hit them with the Palm Beam, it will only count as a heavy stagger, which, a heavy stagger is still really good. It's not really a bad thing there, but the other thing too is like if you hit something like the Faz, I don't think the Faz will get knocked over either. I think because of that suit's skills, it will only get heavy staggered, and I think that, that applies to a bunch of the other really bulky suits that have like those skills that make them harder to stagger and whatnot, so I did want to bring that up with the Palm Beam. And the one thing I want to bring up with the Arendite Beam Sword is that when you are using the Max Performance S skill, when you do a neutral or a side swing, it will instantly knock over an enemy. I don't think I showed that in the testing video. I was not sure if I did, and maybe I just missed it, but I did want to mention that here. If you hit somebody with the neutral or side swing while max performance is active, it will cause a instant knockdown. So those are the main things I wanted to mention here, just to kind of carry that over from the things I missed from the testing video. And Destiny Gundam here is, as I said earlier, it is a really good suit. You get a lot of good weapons. The primary beam rifle on this suit is really good. It can fire a instant stun uncharged and fires a rapid beam charged. Armor beam sword, depending on what mode it's in, has some very unique functionalities. When you are just kind of in the normal state for this suit, you will have the... I don't really know how to describe it. It's the same type of downswing that like the Geplant TR5 and the Dom will have, where if you hit somebody, it will cause like multiple hits with the melee weapon. Normally, the Armor beam sword will operate like this, and when max performance is active, it will basically be like a watered-down heavy attack, where you'll be able to do a lot of damage to somebody. And I say watered down heavy attack because like you get like the damage of a heavy attack, but like you cannot go through shields and you don't have to charge it. It just becomes the downswing for the weapon. And as I mentioned earlier with max performance, if you hit somebody with a neutral and side swing with the beam sword, it will instantly knock them over. But yeah, you get some nice functionality with the Armor beam sword. You do have the 17.5mm CIWS, which is basically this suit's pair of Vulcans. Really good high-level Vulcans. They do some good damage depending on what suit you are attacking, and they also have a really good stagger accumulation as well. You have the high-energy L-range beam cannon, which can be fired uncharged for a normal stun, and charged for a Jirobi, and this can be used while mid-air. You have the palm beam cannon, which has a very short range of 10 meters, but depending on what suit it is, you can either instantly knock that suit over, or you can cause a heavy stagger, so really leaves you good for an opening depending on what weapon you decide to go with as like the follow-up. You have the FE Beam Boomerang ×2, which operate like the butterfly knives from the Moon Gundam. They can be guided, they count as melee weapons, and you can use them while in mid-air. And then finally you have the SF Beam Shield Generator, which is like your pretty standard beam shield. And then for the few skills I want to mention here, you have the variable phase shift armor, where when you are post-landing or post-high-speed movement leg overload, when that occurs, or when you are attacked by ballistic range weapons, the damage and stagger caused by cumulative damage are reduced. You have the other skill, the Hyper-Deuterium Engine, where if you are near a allied beacon, you will have reduced cooldown for your thrusters. And then you have the Max Performance S, which activates at 50% HP, where that changes the function of the beam sword. You do get increased attack and mobility, and the one thing about it is that it does not activate again. It only activates once per match. You can't like heal your suit and use it again. And before I, wrap up with the weapons and skills here, let's see how we did with this first match on Arctic Base. Didn't get on the board, but did get first place overall with 5 kills and 1 loss, second in damage. So, really good first match there with the Destiny Gundam. And quickly wrapping up what I was saying with the Max Performance S. Yeah, once the suit is used once, and if you try to heal your suit, it will not activate again until you revive. So that's like the quick rundown for the weapons and skills I wanted to have for that first segment, because a lot of what I said there is going to play into my thoughts on this suit. I may have went over that kind of quick. If I did, I do apologize. But yeah, Destiny Gundam, as I mentioned, it is a 700 cost general, and yeah, this suit is really good. Yeah, you get a lot of really nice gimmicks with this suit, and it's overall just a nice all-rounder suit. There's really a lot of scenarios that the Destiny Gundam can tackle, especially when it comes to like going in between ranged and melee engagements. The suit is very good at like bouncing between getting close, staying far away, kind of moving in, being mobile, and it just does a lot of good things. So there's only like 2 drawbacks I can really name with this suit. The first one kind of comes from the defenses. If you're not careful, you can like easily get caught off guard and like have your HP melted. I don't really know if that's really something with the suit though, or that's just, 700. If, you're not paying attention in 700 and you get caught off guard, how many suits do some, like, major damage depending on their weapons and whatnot. Not really too surprising to see, but, yeah, it does seem like if the suit is caught off guard, you can, really just do a lot of damage to it. And the other drawback that I have for it is, I cannot remember the other drawback. I had another drawback, but now it's just like I'm hitting a blank with it. Now I don't even remember what the other one was for it, so it might come back to me later. So for now, I'll just continue on from here. But something else I forgot to mention with the beam sword too is that when you are in max performance and you are boosting, you'll have a charge attack. So if you run into somebody while boosting, it does damage. I believe it is a flat 3,000 for every suit. Okay, I remember what the drawback was now. Took a moment, I remember what it is. The other thing with the drawback, and I don't even think this is really a drawback, I think this may have been more of an intentional kind of choice here, but it is also a suit that you have to really manage your weapons for. Like, you might be tempted to use the large mega beam in its charge form a lot, but there's a lot of scenarios where I found it better to kind of use the mega beam as a normal stun, just uncharged, because you can get somebody in a stun lock if you use it that way. You can go from the regular beam to the mega beam, back into the regular beam, into the mega beam again, and kind of get a good stun lock that way. And you also want to watch out with that too, because if you use up the mega beam in terms of your actual range weapons, that won't really leave you with a lot except for the beam rifle and the Vulcans. But again, it really is more just about managing your weapons, like your reload times and your overheats. You do have those, I'm about to call them butterfly knives, even though that's not what they're called, but the boomerang blades. The boomerang blades do have a fairly nice reload on them, so that is a weapon you can use quite a bit. Really, it's just the mega beam and the palm beam. I think those weapons might have the longest reload on this suit, so those are the two weapons you really want to make sure you're not using all willy-nilly. You want to make sure you're saving them for the right moments. But yeah, other than that, the Destiny Gundam here, it is a really good suit. I mean, again, it's a really good all-rounder suit. I just can't really name that many scenarios where this suit doesn't excel in. The only thing I found is that maybe there are some maps that aren't too friendly for this suit. One of the maps I've had the worst experience with the suit on is the Resort Development District. I don't think Resort Development District is a really good map for this suit. I think mainly because, if you want to use, the mid-air kind of, weapons and skills, it does leave you more open, while the enemy team suits will have more cover with, the buildings and whatnot. So, I think in terms of that map, it kind of holds the suit back a bit, but if you have, some maps where there are more open spaces, then, yeah, you're going to be doing wonders with the Destiny Gundam here, because, again, it just has so many different ranged opportunities that it can take advantage of to really make the most out of openings, and then going in for the melee is also just a big part of it. So yeah, that's really most of what I have to say here for the Destiny Gundam. Just some of the other skills that I didn't mention is that you do have Emergency Evasion System level 3, you have Melee Composite System, you do get Maneuver Armor level 1 with this, you have Aerial Melee System level 2, which applies to the Beam Sword, and yeah, that does also apply to both versions of the Beam Sword, so that is also something that is really good here. You do have Immobile Fire System, so that's also a nice plus for this suit, and yeah, that's really... Oh, you get Flap Booster level 2 as well. You've probably seen it a couple times already, but yeah, you do get Flap Booster, which is, again, really good if you want to make use of the, mid-air weapons, or just trying to, be mobile in general. So, Yeah, that's most of what I have to say here for the Destiny Gundam. Again, really good suit. I definitely think it is one that is worth pulling if you are interested. I don't I don't think I would say the suit is overpowered. I think there are enough drawbacks with it that kind of make it for the most part fair. I don't think like the suit is necessarily unstoppable. I've seen a couple of them already. I say a couple's being generous. I've seen a bunch of Destiny Gundams actually, but there have been some cases where even myself using the Destiny Gundam, I've just had some pretty poor matches, and again, I think the suit is able to be countered. I think looking at the GBO2 Reddit, some players have already found some counters to the suit, so yeah, a really good suit, and one that I don't think is, invincible by any means. It's just a really, really good general. So, yeah, really good all-rounder. One that I would definitely say is worth getting. So, yeah, that's everything I have to say here for the Destiny Gundam. We'll let the rest of this match play out here. I believe this is a enhanced double Zeta that is down here. And yeah, a little over 5,000 with the Mega Beam there, and again, really trying to move in there to get the finisher, going in for the neutral on the sword, and yeah, just really good for just getting everywhere, and kind of transitioning between that range and melee. Try to get one more boomerang. Don't think I get the boomerang, but I think my teammate might have finished off that last, I think it was an enemy Destiny, but yeah, that's going to be the end of the second match here. Again, very unique pose for the Destiny, but yeah, this time, top individual, top in damage, and I actually beat my high score in damage during this match. Second place overall, so yeah, that's going to do it for the video here, and yeah, I'm not going to be a broken record about it. I've mentioned how good the Destiny Gundam is. Yeah, really, really good suit. Spin for it if you want it. Again, I would highly recommend it because the suit does seem like it's going to be really good just from being a general all-rounder, and yeah, that's really all I have for this video. So comment down below what you think about the Destiny Gundam. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and if that's, I will see you all in the next one. Later.